Welcome to the bloody kitchen, you lot. Forget everything you think you know about European food because we're about to take you on a culinary journey that'll blow your bloody mind. Today, we're diving headfirst into the heart of European cuisine, exploring the top main dishes from three culinary giants, Spain, Italy, and bloody Germany. Get ready to tantalize those taste buds because these recipes are so exquisite they make Michelin-starred restaurants look like a greasy spoon. Right, you donkey, let's start with Spain, a country that knows how to turn a few simple ingredients into a bloody masterpiece. And when it comes to masterpieces, Paella reigns supreme. This ain't just some rice dish, it's an explosion of flavors. Picture this, perfectly cooked saffron-infused rice glistening with olive oil, studded with juicy prawns, tender chicken, and a medley of fresh vegetables. First, we sear the chicken to golden perfection, locking in all those juices. Then those plump prawns hit the pan, their sweet aroma filling the air. Onions, peppers and tomatoes sizzle in the pan, creating a base that's bursting with freshness. And finally, the star of the show, the rice, gets toasted to a beautiful golden hue before we hit it with a flavorful stock and let it work its magic. Serve it up with a squeeze of lemon, and you've got yourself a dish that's guaranteed to have you shouting omelet from the rooftops. Next up, we're diving headfirst into a bowl of pure Spanish sunshine. Gazpacho! This ain't your grandma's tomato soup, no siree. It's a chilled soup, bursting with the flavors of ripe tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers and garlic. We start with the freshest, ripest tomatoes we can find. We're talking about tomatoes so red, they make a Ferrari look dull. We roughly chop them up along with some crunchy cucumbers, crisp peppers and a touch of garlic for that little kick. Then everything gets blitzed together in a blender until it's smooth as silk. Serve it with a swirl of olive oil, a sprinkle of chopped herbs and some crusty bread for dipping, and you've got yourself a taste of Spanish heaven. Now let's talk about a dish that's so simple, yet so damn delicious. It'll leave you wondering why you ever bothered with anything else. Tortilla Española. This Spanish omelet is a thing of beauty, made with just a few humble ingredients. Potatoes, onions, eggs, and a whole lot of love. First, we thinly slice those potatoes, almost paper thin, mind you. We're not looking for chunky chips here, then the onions get the same treatment, nice and thin. Now we fry those potatoes and onions in olive oil over low heat until they're soft as butter and golden brown. While the potatoes and onions are working their magic, we whisk together the eggs with a pinch of salt and pepper. We gently fold the cooked potatoes and onions into the eggs, making sure everything is evenly coated. Serve it up warm or at room temperature, cut into wedges. It's simple, it's classic, it's bloody delicious. All right, you lot, let's hop over to Italy, the land of pasta, pizza, and all things delicious. And when it comes to pasta, it doesn't get much more iconic than spaghetti carbonara. This dish is pure indulgence, with its silky smooth sauce clinging to perfectly cooked spaghetti. Now listen up, because this is important. We're not using cream in our carbonara, you hear me? The key to a proper carbonara is using the starchy pasta water and the richness of the pancetta fat to create a sauce that's both creamy and packed with flavor. First, we cook the spaghetti in a large pot of salted boiling water until it's al dente. Meanwhile, we fry the diced pancetta in a pan until it's crispy and golden brown. While the pancetta is sizzling away, we whisk together the eggs, grated pecorino romano cheese, and a generous grind of black pepper in a bowl. We drain the pasta, reserving some of that precious pasta water, and add it straight to the pan with the pancetta. Serve it up immediately with an extra grating of pecorino romano cheese and a final grind of black pepper. This is carbonara done right. Let's be honest, you can't talk about Italian cuisine without mentioning the Holy Grail pizza. And while there are countless variations out there, sometimes the simplest creations are the best. That's where the Margherita pizza comes in, a true classic named after Queen Margherita of Savoy herself. This pizza is a testament to the fact that less is often more. We start with a perfectly proofed pizza dough, stretched out thin and crispy. Then we spread a generous layer of tangy tomato sauce over the base, leaving a small border for the crust. Next, we scatter over slices of fresh mozzarella cheese, making sure to use the good stuff, the kind that melts into gooey perfection. We slide that beauty into a piping hot oven and bake it until the crust is golden brown and the cheese is bubbly and slightly charred. This is pizza done right, and it's guaranteed to have you coming back for more. Now, for those of you who like their food rich, flavorful, and oh so satisfying, let me introduce you to ossobuco. This hearty Italian dish features tender veal shanks braised to perfection in a rich and flavorful tomato sauce. We start by searing those meaty veal shanks until they're beautifully browned all over. Then, we remove the shanks from the pot and sauté a mirepoix of finely chopped carrots, celery, and onions until softened and fragrant. Next, we add garlic, herbs, and a touch of tomato paste, cooking it until fragrant. We pour in a generous amount of dry white wine, scraping up all those delicious brown bits from the bottom of the pot. Then we nestle the seared veal shanks back into the pot, along with canned tomatoes and enough chicken broth to cover the meat. We bring everything to a simmer, cover the pot, and let it braise in the oven for hours until the veal shanks are fall off the bone tender. Finally, we serve the ossobuco over creamy polenta or risotto, spooning that luscious sauce over everything. Garnish with gremolata, and you've got yourself a dish that's fit for a king. Let's head to Germany, known for its hearty cuisine. Sauerbraten is a marinated pot roast, tangy and tender, marinated in vinegar, wine and spices for days. Start with a marble beef roast. Make the marinade with vinegar, wine and spices. Submerge the beef and marinate for days. Pat dry and sear the roast, brown on all sides. Simmer with gingerbread crumbs for hours. Serve with sauce, dumplings and red cabbage. Listen up, you lot. No exploration of German cuisine would be complete without paying homage to their sausage prowess, and when it comes to German sausages, bratwurst reigns supreme. These juicy, flavorful sausages are a staple at festivals, markets and beer gardens across Germany, and for good reason. Bratwurst is typically made with a mixture of pork, beef or veal, seasoned with a blend of spices that varies depending on the region. The meat mixture is stuffed into natural casings, forming those plump, irresistible sausages. We grill them over medium heat, turning them occasionally until they're cooked through and nicely browned on all sides. Once the bratwurst are cooked to perfection, we serve them up in crusty bread rolls with a dollop of mustard and a side of sauerkraut. And of course, no bratwurst feast would be complete without a tall, cold beer to wash it all down. All right, you lot, let's talk about a dish that's so comforting, so satisfying, and so quintessentially German, it'll have you singing Ein Procès in no time. Schnitzel. This classic dish features thinly pounded meat cutlets coated in breadcrumbs and fried to golden perfection. We start by selecting our meat of choice. Schnitzel can be made with veal, pork, or even chicken, but for this demonstration, we're going with the classic veal. We pound those veal cutlets until they're thin and tender, almost like a sheet of paper. Then we set up our breading station. Flour seasoned with salt and pepper goes first. Then we dip the cutlets in beaten eggs, making sure they're fully coated. Finally, we dredge them in breadcrumbs, pressing down firmly to ensure the breadcrumbs adhere evenly. Once the schnitzels are golden brown and crispy, we remove them from the pan and drain them on paper towels to remove any excess oil. We serve them immediately while they're still hot and crispy, with a squeeze of lemon juice and a side of our choice. Right, you lot, for our final German delicacy, we're going all out with a dish that's as impressive as it is delicious. Rouladen, thinly sliced beef rolled around a savory filling of bacon, onions, pickles and mustard, then braised to tender perfection. We begin by selecting some thinly sliced beef top round or bottom round. Season them generously with salt and pepper. Prepare the filling with diced bacon, onions, pickles and mustard. Spread the filling over each slice of beef. Roll up each slice, tucking in the sides. Secure the rolls with toothpicks or kitchen twine. Sear the rouladen until browned on all sides. Add beef broth, bay leaves and juniper berries, then simmer. Braise in the oven until tender. Slice and serve with sauce and sides like mashed potatoes, spätzle or red cabbage. Well, there you have it, you lot, a culinary roller coaster through the heart of Spain, Italy and Germany, showcasing some of their most iconic and delicious main dishes. From the vibrant flavors of paella to the comforting embrace of sauerbraten, we've covered it all. We hope this culinary adventure has inspired you to fire up your stoves and get creative in the kitchen. Remember, cooking is about passion, experimentation, and most importantly, having a bloody good time. Now, if you've enjoyed this culinary journey as much as I have, don't be a lazy sod. Give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button like your life depends on it, and don't forget to ring that bell to stay updated on all our latest culinary adventures. Until next time, keep those taste buds tingling and those kitchens sizzling.